Okay, let's get started with the paper. So I have cold press paper today. This is Arches, and we are looking for three things. First is cold press, then 300 GSM, which is 140 pound, and 100% cotton paper. Okay, these are three things you have to remember. You can you can ignore the brand. This is Arches paper, obviously the best one, but it is on a little bit higher end. You might find different other brands which will come under budget and which will be like good enough, but just to see for these three things. Okay, papers, when we speak about watercolor papers, there are three main types. There is hot pressed, which is like completely plain, there is no texture in the paper, and it's best for ink. And then we have the cold pressed one, which is little bit textured paper, okay, but not too much, very ideal for watercolors. All right, and then we have the rough texture one, which is like way more bumpy. It's also for watercolors, but yes, it's like for more advanced artists. All right, so this is the paper we'll be using. Then I have few brushes. All right, so mainly you are looking for firstly round brushes. These are the round brushes we have. Like I have more, but I'll just give you a few examples. This is a round brush, okay. Then we have a flat brush. All right, this is again a round brush. All right, yeah. And then we have this mop brushes. Okay, there are other types as well. This is kind of a Chinese brush, which is a round, but once we dip into water, like it'll have a nice tip. All right, this is again a round brush. Okay, then just look. This is something again round, but it's the brush part is long and it is like pointy. Yeah, this is again a round. Okay, there is a unique brush here. This is a chisel blender. The purpose of this brush is to pick up paint. So whenever you have painted an area and you want to pick some of the paint and make it a white patch or white line you want, you can use this brush and just rub it off, rub the paint off the paper, and you'll get those white highlights. So those are the main types of brushes which you will need. I won't be using all of this. I might be using this 2 round brush. Okay, maybe a bigger one too, but I'm not sure. We'll see. Yeah, we'll use the flat one. Chisel blender we'll just skip for today, and we'll use the mop brushes. Collecting brushes, it becomes an addiction, so you have to be very careful what you're purchasing, what you're using your money on. Okay, so I have like different sizes of round brushes, but yeah, I end up using this one. There's a story behind this brush. So this one is from Himi, basically. Himi gouache, yeah. So this one's from Himi, but I didn't buy this brush. So the story behind this brush is I attended one workshop to get to know how workshops work, registered myself for one. The painting was not so great, so I didn't record anything as such, but I got an idea how to organize workshops. Coincidentally, that particular workshop was the first one of the artist who conducted it, and yeah, it was a good experience to understand how workshops are conducted. So basically my purpose was not to learn art, but to learn how to organize workshops. Which I want to do eventually, of course, but not yet. I haven't planned anything yet, but yes, I am planning to organize a workshop here locally in Kerala, Trivandrum, and we'll see where it goes. Yeah, so that was the story of this brush. I got it free during that session, so yeah, I was like very happy to at least get a brush, yeah. So these are the brushes that we will be using. I have a huge jar of water. Suggested that you get two of this. One is for clean water, one is for dirty water to clean your brush, and then use clear water and then continue the painting. But I'll be using one for now. You can just have two. I have a rag. Okay, this saves a lot of tissue papers, so yeah, you might find it helpful to use a kitchen towel for rubbing off the paint and excess water. Alright, and I have some tissue as well. Even though I have a rag, I always need some tissue handy with me. We'll take two of this. Okay. Look at this here. Alright, then paints. Yes. Okay, guys, I have like multiple set of paints. These are like few of them. Some of the set are in my studio, and this is like a set of what was this? Granulating paints. So if you use these paints, your area that the area where you use this paints, it'll like granulate. It will give you texture. So yeah, I got this one, and then I have this old set from Schminke, and this is like one of my favorite set. Okay, and then I have this one. Okay, some of the pans are like empty. I want to get some new paint, so yeah, I have kept it empty. Just open this one too. I like the paints in this one. So this was a painting which I did earlier in Kovalam beach, and this is a view. Like you sit here, I was sitting here, and then I had on one side there was this, it's not a highland actually, it's an extension of the land area till here, and then one side there was a mosque. So I got this beautiful painting, like I painted this there itself. I got some audience too while I was painting this. It was just really fun painting this. But what I want to do now is so basically this paper, this sketchbook is from Bristol. If you're in India, you might know this brand. It's from Bristol, and this sketchbook is basically for this is not 300 GSM. Okay, this is a 200 GSM paper. Okay, it's not great for multiple layers of paints, but yeah, you are looking for something like quick sketches on the go, that kind of. So yeah, that's what we will do today's plan is this part of the painting. I will be doing it here. Let's get started. I want a sketch. So we're just simply drawing the shapes, okay? There's no details as such. So this part is going till here. I might forget in between to speak, but yeah, once I remember that I am demonstrating this in YouTube, I might start speaking again. Okay, so this thing is going like till here. Okay, now when I was painting this landscape there in Kovalam beach, one of the cops who was in charge of that area showed me one rock. So here too I have the rock actually, but the shape is like I don't know. But he showed me like he made me realize actually the shape of that rock is kind of okay. So they call the rock as elephant rock because the shape of the rock is like that of an elephant. No, come on. I don't have the skills to draw animals, but I'm trying. At that time, I didn't paint it as an elephant because I didn't realize. And once I was done with the painting, that's when he came and told me, this is the elephant, this is an elephant rock because it looks like an elephant. We all, the locals, call it as an elephant rock. And it would be nice if you could paint it in that same manner. I was like, okay, this is already done, but next painting I do of this place, definitely I will try to make it look like a elephant. mm, I hope it looks something like an elephant. It's okay, at least I tried. You never have to be perfect in these drawings, basically. That's what I want to say. When I started out, I used to see all these artists, doing the sketch before they paint. Some type of paintings requires the drawing skills. You're drawing architecture or what else? Animals, birds. Yeah, you need the drawing skills. But if you're a landscape artist, you don't need that much. You don't need that much of the art skills. You just have to know the basics. Not even the basics, actually. Sometimes I don't even draw. I directly start painting. I hope it looks something like this. And if you're painting from live photo, doesn't mean that you have to draw exactly what you're seeing. No, not required. Okay, we are done with the sketch. It's very basic. Now if you see, I have outlined the mountain, okay, a little bit of the trees and some lines to show where I want the coconut trees, and then this elephant rock. Some more rocks, and yeah, here we are. Okay. I am putting water on the entire surface because I like to work, mostly wet and wet, and then in the later stages I will be doing wet and dry. We'll start with the sky. I'm using, this is ultramarine, and I have some other paints here in this palette, so I'm just mixing up. I hope you can see. Let me just check. You know, while doing this kind of wet and wet, don't try to correct anything. So if you try to correct anything, you'll overdo it. I have just used ultramarine, and this is French ultramarine, and then I have crimson here. So these are two paints. And you can see I'm pulling the color down till the ground part. Don't worry, this is wet on wet, and oh, this is very light pigments which is going down, so it will not be visible. But yeah, I want to make it cohesive, so I'm bringing the paint down. Okay. So again, this part of my palette already had some green pigments. This is kind of mix of blue, ultramarine blue. Then there is green, sap green. Then we also have a little bit of this is Payne's gray. Yeah, and we also have undersea green. So I'll just use the same mix. I've wet the same mix and I will use it here. Okay, this is green. I've used a little bit of burnt sienna, and then I'm using a little bit of yellow ochre. One more green. This will be more dark. No, this is just one single layer. This is umber. Okay, what we'll do is we'll let this dry. Sometimes when painting, everything doesn't go as you plan, especially with watercolors, like everything doesn't go as planned. So you need to improvise. I mean, it's okay if you couldn't draw as per your plans. It's okay. I mean, just improvise. This is dry brushing. Dry brushing damages the brush, so just be careful with which brush you're doing. So if it is a brand new brush, you might consider, not doing a dry brushing with that and just use a old brush to use this technique. So what you do in dry brushing is your brush is damp, but it doesn't have any water in it, and you just use little bit of paint. You take it in the full body of the brush, and you drag the brush against the texture of the paper. And it gives you beautiful texture. We'll get some nice, rocks. Next, we'll paint the water. Now for the water, I'll use a very dark blue, paints gray and ultramarine, because it was evening and the water was like a dark blue. This last bits of details is up to you, how much detail, less or more details you want to add to your painting. No two paintings can be similar, and the details are like your signature. It makes it different from, like, your painting would be different from mine, and vice versa. This painting was inspired from Kovalam Beach, the landscape in Kovalam Beach, but it is nothing similar to the actual scene which is there. And yeah, that's what makes paintings different from original pictures. Alright, so we are almost done. I just want to add few splatters because it's looking very empty here. And I think in almost all paintings I add these splatters. It's has become kind of a habit of this camera. Please don't fall. Okay. All right. Can quickly take our paper, tissue paper, and remove this unwanted splatters from the sky. And I think the road is looking too clean. Let us make it dirty. Again, we will use the dry brushing technique for this. Little bit of more. No, we should be careful to not overdo it. If we like doing something, we'll just go on and on and on, and it would be too late to go back. So we should always be careful and know where to stop. So yeah, I think I need few more splatters. I'm never satisfied with splatters. Like, I want to add more. I can be never satisfied with adding little bit of splatters. I need more. And here you go. A little bit of bigger splatters. Some green splatters. Yeah. And then we'll quickly remove this unwanted. And yeah, I think we are done. Oh, 1 minute. How can I miss the birds? We'll add some birds here. So yeah, we are finally done here. Right, this was the sketch which we did on location, a very rough sketch of course, and this is what we have now. I hope you enjoyed it, and do let me know in the comments what you think. We'll see you guys in the next video. Take care, have a great day ahead. Bye.